ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು.
We are waiting for the attendees to join. Okay, let me present my screen. Yeah, I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Pooja, and I'm associated with the Desapex as a project engineer from architecture department. And also we have Mr. Abhay Nayak, digital design manager at Desapex. He will be explaining the main topic of today's webinar, that is BIM ISO 19650. Okay, so before starting to our webinar, I'm going to brief about agenda of today's webinar. I'm going to introduce about Desapex and BIM, its benefits and adoption in BIM to the construction industry. And my colleague will tell about BIM ISO 19650, how does it support construction business, fundamental insights of BIM, and steps to build our BIM strategy, and followed by Q&A. Okay, so let me start with the introduction of Desapex. So Desapex is basically a digital engineering company where we give complete digital solutions throughout the life cycle of building or infrastructure, that is design, construction, and operation. So we are headquartered at Bangalore, India, and we have branch offices at Chennai, Hyderabad, and Hubli too. So our mission is to adopt adopt integration of technology for target value design, and by this we will achieve sustainable built environment. And we are serving pan India and also having global customers across the globe. So these are the some customer segments which we are serving, starting from the hotels, restaurants, corporate real estate, residential, etc. So wherever there is a capital expenditure and operational expenditure involved, we can give the digital solutions over there. This is our young passionate team, and we have civil, mechanical, electrical, architectures, BIM engineers, which is under the leadership of Mr. Srinidhi and Mr. Varun Kumar. So these are the three verticals of Desapex: digital design management, digital project management, and digital asset management. So under the digital design management, We give the solutions like clash detection and coordination, architecture structure and MEPF modeling, and BIM based pre-construction services. So here we manage the design under the digital framework for the designs which are already authored by the consultants. So under the digital project management, we are helping our clients to manage their construction projects digitally. So where we give digital information delivery plan, technical due diligence, and setting up the digital lab. Okay, so when it comes to digital asset management, so it is advanced technology to the Indian market. So where we give solutions like scan to BIM, energy and maintenance management, and asset management. So we have the special software to manage the asset digitally. So here we actually digitalized the existing building, like the building after the handover stage or during the operational stage. So this is our approach, and we have developed a team capable of integrating design and construction parameter into a digital information model. So which blends the expertise in domain, process, and tool, and gives owner an unmatched process. So here these three things: domain, process, and tool. So these three things we blend together to give a quality project on time. Yeah. So, and this part is USP of Desapex, and I feel very proud to say that. So, we are the first company in the world and only company in the India to have this Kitemark from British Standard Institutes. So, which is the global standards for BIM, and that is ISO 19650 Part 1 and Part 2. And this is our today's webinar discussion will be explained in detail by Mr. Abhay Nayak. Regarding digital twin using reality capture, so here what we do here is we build as-built model by using laser scanning technology. That model can be further used for as-built verification and documentation, and also construction progress monitoring. So here, we have partnered with this finishing company Granulan to give the solutions like BIM for facility management, and also we provide maintenance management, energy management, asset management, and real estate portfolio management services as well. So this yeah we saw often that people will feel difficult to pronounce our company name is Desapex. Word Desapex means the combination of two words, that is design and apex. So the apex means the highest point, so we design for highest quality at the highest end. Okay. So this is all about Desapex portfolio. Now I will briefly tell about BIM, that building information modeling. So it is a parametric 3D model that is used to generate the plans, sections, elevations, perspective details, schedules, and all of the necessary components to document the design of a building. So it is a digital representation of the complete physical and functional characteristics of build asset. So BIM models are becoming the norm, not just in the new buildings, but also in the refurbishment and renovation of existing structures. The scan to BIM plays a significant role here. So where laser scanning technology creates a point clouds that feed into the development of the BIM model for pre-existing building. So why we have to adopt the BIM in construction industry? So the time and money are the most critical aspects in construction or infrastructure project, and BIM helps the stakeholders, engineers, architects, and builders to work in tandem and derive an accurate estimation for the both. So this helps in controlling the project cost and facilitates efficient project management. So here are the some reasons why we have to adopt BIM in construction industry. So the real view of the project, a drawing on paper has its limitations, which BIM exceeds by creating a real life model of the incepted design. So the real life model helps in providing an accurate vision of how a particular building or an infrastructure design will look upon its completion. Eliminates the unbudgeted change. So the building a virtual model through BIM helps in creating a single system of record that all the stakeholders subscribe to. So this common understanding helps to derive all the discussions and plans that in turn helps in curtailing the unbudgeted changes made on the fly during the construction phase. So the virtual model provides potential view of the construction progress. So the comparing the actual site as built with the BIM model projected at that point in time provides a transparent data point to the identifying the deviations. So this means that there are no last minute changes made to the design during the construction period. And also the BIM helps in controlling the construction costs due to unforeseen changes in the actual design. Cost monitoring. The biggest challenge in the construction project is to curtail that project cost. So the project cost is dependent upon the estimation of time, quantity of materials required, and the labor also. So it becomes very easier to control the cost through the accurate estimate derived from the BIM. Quick construction progress. So in this 80% of time planning and 20% of time in execution is the secret to efficient the results. So this becomes very true in case of virtual construction or BIM modeling. So once any contractor spends reasonable time in virtual construction or BIM of a building and sets right the model according to the standards. So here the construction becomes very quick. Result oriented collaboration. So here what happens is that every single party, right from the architects, engineers, or general contractors, can work on a single central model with the help of the shared feature in Revit, that is the BIM tool. High-end visualization. So the BIM projects enable an entire construction project to be visualized in the most ingenious manner. So that too at the very intermediate stage. So it gives architects and design engineer a very distinct vision of how the design will be finally transformed into the fully constructed building. So eventually one can identify the errors and construction design faults. So and for that, by that we can change the design to suit the construction requirements. Streamlines work. So here in this, an infrastructural design is bound to see thousands of changes until the construction work is completed. So the paper drawings become a hassle or inconvenience while trying to maintain a record that changes made on the proposed design. So here BIM reduces the chances of extra work or rework. The model can be updated easily due to its digital nature, and all the changes that need to be made to the actual design are instantly adopted into the BIM. So this record is available to the everyone and at all the time, and it is accessible to the all concerned parties. Project life asset management. So BIM models can be treated as complete and total, that contains all information right from the area, materials, cost, and constructability review details. So it also acts as an interactive 3D platform and shows equipment details and specifications too in a very detailed manner. So in briefly, I'll just tell about the some benefits of the BIM. Model-based cost estimation. So using the BIM various tools, it enables to automate the time-consuming task of quantifying and applying the cost. So this allows estimators to focus on high-value factors such as identifying the construction assemblies and assessing the various risks also. So improved coordination and clash detection. So BIM allows the better coordination between architect and MEP and structural consultants, detecting any clashes before construction begins. So to avoid these clashes, so we can reduce the amount of rework needed on any given project or any given the job. So this means that yeah. So improved greater predictability. So BIM also automates the quantity extraction process. So different design options and their impact on cost can be obtained easily without much effort and also in a less time. So the material usage at different stages of the project can also be tracked using the BIM. So safe construction management. So it is the important thing when we come to the benefit of the BIM. So here the BIM also improves the safety situation at offsite. So the different possible situations can be simulated using the BIM tools so that proper safety plans can be designed accordingly. So here we can avoid the physical risk by visualizing the tools and better planning. So the better control over the technical decisions. So by sharing the common BIM tools, the team members can work together with the builders through all the phases of the project. So providing a better control over the technical decisions around the design executions. The stronger facility management and building handover. So the information in the model empowers operation of the building after the construction is over. So the providing an ROI, return on investment, well after the project completion. So using construction software, an accurate ongoing digital record of the building information is valuable for facility management and renovates for the entire life cycle of the building. So here overall I can say is a digital construction and BIM matches. So we must now look beyond the technology and lead platforms and truly understand our clients' required outcomes and use the best tools to achieve these to be as efficient, as effective, and efficient as possible. So BIM ultimately helps you to create an overall better product with the time savings and cost reduction. So this is from my end. So I would like to handing over to the Mr. Abhay Nayak. Thank you.
Thank you, Pooja. Hope you guys can see my screen. Pooja, can you confirm?
Yes, sir, we can see.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. I am Abhay Nayak and I am associated with Desapex as Digital Design Manager. Today, I am here to share with you my experience with topics like BIM ISO 19650, fundamental insights of BIM, step to build your BIM strategy, and how BIM ISO 19650 supports construction businesses. My key skills are to understand client's requirement, prepare a project plan, and deliver a project as per the planned schedule. This can only happen if we have a robust structure to create, manage, authorize all the digital information created in the project lifecycle. We did some internal processes like folder structures, checklists, etc. to make the project flow smoothly. But then we got to know about ISO 19650 and we had an overlook at the standard. It answered almost most of the questions we had and the loopholes. So Desapex, we did the certification on ISO 19650 and we got the Kitemark for this. So the question arises here is, what is BIM ISO 19650? So ISO 19650 is an international standard for information management over a whole life cycle of a built asset using BIM. We can call it as a framework to manage information and have a unified approach and expectation. ISO 19650 guides us about what document has to be prepared at what stage of the project, what information and document should contain, methods to store the information, approval and validation of the project related information. So every project has different stages like to plan, define scope, schedule, tracking, verification, and validation of the information. Initially, The requirement of the project is assessed, documents are prepared, and invitation to the tender is prepared. Different parties submit their tender responses. The lead appointed party, we generally call as PMC, they analyze the responses and an appointment is made after assessing various criteria like capacity and capability. The appointed party or the consultant then tests set processes and systems for the project and mobilizes the team for collaborative information production. Once the information is ready, the submission it is submitted for authorization to the lead appointed party and the appointing party or the client. Once the information is authorized, the data is transferred to an archive state and lessons learned are captured. So with all these above procedures, we are generating a lot of documents, a lot of information, which have to be properly documented. So BIM ISO 19650 supports the team for the management of all the produced information in a unified manner. So now we will discuss in detail the steps involved to generate, store, authorize at various stages as per BIM ISO 19650. So in the first step, the appointing party or the client lists the project requirement, which includes organization requirements, project requirements, and asset related requirements. So we call it as PIR, AIR, and OIR. The methods to manage established information, milestones, CDE, information production methods, and procedures are established. The lead appointed party then prepares an invitation to tender with the help of EIR. Information and shared resources are also set and tender evaluation criteria are established. As a tender response, pre-appointment BEP, team capability and capacity, mobilization plan, risk register are established and compiled. Once the appointment is made, based on the selection criteria, confirmation on BEP, information exchange requirement, task information delivery plan, master information delivery plan is prepared. We are now at the mobilization stage of the project where the appointed party checks and sets methods and procedures. Once the test completes, they start generating collaborative information. So the collaborative information is also the development of model stage. The information is checked for quality and after review and authorization, it is shared with the appointing party for approval. On approval, the project information and the containers are archived and we prepare lessons learned from the project. Also, feedback from the client is captured and documented for enhancing the experience in the upcoming projects. So after knowing about the processes, we get more questions. So what documents are prepared at what stage of the project? Who prepares which document? And what is the importance of each of these documents? So if we see a few of the documents created here, so at the start of the project, first we prepare an organizational requirement. Organizational requirement contains appointing parties requirements like organization's objectives, strategic business operation plans, asset management, and policies. The project information requirement document contains project management processes and asset management processes, its purpose while design and construction of asset, and the managerial, commercial, and technical aspects are discussed in the asset information requirement document. We also record project milestones and phases. At the invitation of tender stage, the EIR document is established. It is a combination of operational information requirement, project information requirement, and asset information requirement. So this is made into a single document which is used for tendering. Some reference document from the previous project which translates the requirement of a client is being shared with the lead appointed party. So this supports for tender responses and reduces duplication of effort and gives references of drawings and families what the client is expecting. Documents for the procedure involved in selection criteria is also prepared. As pre-appointment BEP is submitted in response to the tender, selection and configuration of tools, data management system, file naming conventions, model management, data exchange formats, determining communication in the project are key points covered in this stage. The mobilization plan is also recorded. So the BIM execution plan, which was submitted as a tender response, is now updated, and this becomes the BIM execution plan for the project based on the client response. The information like responsibility matrix, task information delivery plan, and master information delivery plan are prepared. So task information delivery plan is a document which specifies delivery dates of a specific task team. And MIDP is combination of TIDPs of all the teams. We can call it as a master schedule. We have to maintain QC checklist for ensuring the quality check processes and record so that we can improvise based on the quality issues highlighted by the team. As part of a closeout, we have to get feedback from lead appointed party and the project and prepare a list of lessons learned in our journey. So with all these above procedures, the still question is, how do we manage all this information? So BIM ISO 19650 supports the team for management of all this produced information in a unified manner. The CD section translates the need for storage of information at a container level. Yes, CD is the answer. CD contains various containers like incoming, where we store the information received, work in progress, where information which is at development stage are stored. The visibility is restricted only to the team working on the work in progress model. The shared state, where collaborative development of the information model is within the delivery team, is established. Others will have only access to view the files. The published state is where the information model is authorized and can be used for construction. In the reference folder, we store data for reference which are not related to the project but can be used as a reference. Archive state of data is where the published data, the data in the published state is archived in this container for further use like asset management or any other processes. So this was a brief outline of BIM ISO 19650. So we will have more the ISO 19650 related webinar and split it into discussions at stage level wherever required. We will now discuss some of the BIM related topics in the agenda. So basically, BIM is widely popular and discussed from the conceptual stage of design phase of a building. Construction, handover, operation and maintenance, renovation stage, the BIM usage is not much popular, but we have provided solution architecture to our clients to address their problems from construction to even renovation of a facility. We shall now discuss few in addition. The BIM use cases generally discussed in AEC industry are 3D modeling and visualization, clash and error detection, 4D construction scheduling, 5D cost estimation, and for checking of the model. We have other unique use cases of BIM. Condition documentation. BIM is used to create a digital facility to match the current state. We call it as a digital twin of a facility. This can be accomplished by laser scanning, traditional surveying, and many other techniques. Our customers have utilized this service where we have laser scanned their facility. The majority use case was for as-built creation and to create a facility document which are either lost, dilapidated, or were not constructed while construction. I would also like to say that few of our customers are using the service for recording and monitoring the progress while construction. System control. So BIM can be used to assist in controlling elements or systems of a facility such as HVAC system, lighting, control, electrical, and etc. For one of our customer where we delivered the project with BIM as platform, one of the use case was to prepare an equipment operation schedule. As the building was functioning 24/7 with a varying occupant capacity, the system had to be tuned to desired levels to match occupant capacity. The BIM model helped the facility team to locate equipment and extract equipment location faster using BIM model when compared to their earlier processes where they used Excel sheets to prepare operation schedule and maintenance schedule. BIM for asset management. So we can use BIM for management of assets over their life cycle. Asset management support owners, users to make financial decisions as well as short and long-term planning for maintenance of the building, upgrade capacities, operations, procurement, etc. This is a widely used solution where the BIM model assists the asset management platform with the asset information. Maintenance management. BIM is used to maintain a facility or equipment which is remotely locating and get information related to maintenance and plan, which equipment can instead operate while maintenance to cater its capacity can be done. We have created possible situations within a facility such as crowd analysis in a building like malls, airports, simulation to analyze evacuation plans, simulate workflow in the manufacturing facility to identify bottleneck and optimize the workflow. Our clients have used scenario forecasting service to create scenarios. For example, we just discussed space tracking. We have used BIM to monitor usage of spaces within a facility, like in a warehouse or space management, in an office space to keep a track on availability of desks and allocation schedule. Commissioning. So the BIM model can be used to populate the organization's facility management system in which facility data such as part number, warranty information, etc. can be transferred with accuracy and can significantly reduce the data entry time. BIM can also assist in monitoring and performance, including items such as energy, air quality, and security. So how do we build our BIM strategy? We will discuss a few steps which will help to build BIM strategy. The first thing an organization has to do is to understand and document the current state of project related processes. The general mistake we do is trying to set new processes which discomforts owners and the other stakeholders. So understanding the current processes of the owner organization, documenting the same and setting processes that can fit into a current processes brings confidence to all and transparency. For some projects, the vision is focused only till the construction phase of the project. But there are many use cases which we discussed which generate savings and time in the operation and maintenance cycle of the project. So planning the BIM requirements becomes an important step of BIM strategy as the model is developed to the need based on use cases. Listing down the tasks owner organization should perform to the success of BIM. It might be training, setting up systems, process guidelines, etc. Set matrix which define responsibility for communication, escalation, review and approval of BIM models. Setting a milestone for deliverables at the initial stage of the project is very important for clear understanding and delivery of the project at required interval. We have to set processes like information exchange, collaboration for meetings and progress reporting, and document it. Timelines have to be set with the measurable outcome for the deliverables. This sets methods for review and approval of deliverables. Necessary changes in the resourcing structure within the client organization can be made, like addition of personnel with BIM knowledge, which brings confidence to review and certify deliverables for payments. The stakeholders' involvement in review and integration of BIM processes defined into their workflow is also necessary. Documents like BIM execution plan, which covers most of the BIM activities, is important, and an assessment of shortfall shall be done while the tendering stage. Documentation and usage of right methods of storage of documents like a CD is useful to everyone involved in the project. So, how BIM ISO 19650 is benefiting construction businesses? BIM, we can call it as an investment into company's future. Companies can have an internal audit with a set of questionnaires discussed and documented before BIM implementation. BIM ISO 19650 gives additional traction to BIM by streamlining the processes approach which all stakeholders involved in a project have to follow. It reduces the risk of data loss, processing time, and use of older versions of data by different teams. The quality of information is higher as it contains geometric and non-geometric information. The data generated while model development can be used at various stages of project, which we call as interoperability. Reduction in human error as BIM plugin gives the flexibility to define and set rules which will highlight model errors. The data entry time is reduced and accurate data can be transferred to different applications. A centralized way of storage of information makes sure that all the stakeholders in the project are working with the latest version. The execution cost and time are reduced as major discrepancies are resolved at the design stage of the project. The BIM data can be converted into different formats required for analysis and control. Hope the presentation was informative. The BIM ISO 19650 is a vast topic, and the overall picture of the topic was discussed today. We will have more webinars on ISO 19650 to discuss on each part. Now I hand it over to Ms. Pooja, who will give a conclusion on the webinar.
Thank you so much, Abhay, for sharing this valuable information. Now we will move for a question and answer session. Now attendees can ask the questions if they have.
Hello. I think Abhay, I think attendees already asked some of the questions. You can see on your screen, right?
Yes, I can see.
Yeah, you can answer those questions one by one. Yeah.
So one question is it possible to develop BIM for existing buildings? How accurate is drawing or information gets captured if you go for BIM for completed facility? Yes, we can create BIM for existing facility. There are technologies like laser scanning where we can capture data which is below ceiling and above ceiling also. So this data can be captured using laser scanners, can be registered, and we can create BIM models from these scan data. So how accurate is this? Yes, the scanner creates millions of points per scan. So the accuracy is like 8 to 10 mm accuracy we can get. And because in the laser scanning, it does not leave apart even a single component, and even there is a superimposed image over it. The data is very accurate, and verification also, we don't need to go to site for physical verification. The scan data can be linked to the BIM model and we can verify the data if something has been missed while modeling. Hope this answer is relevant. Prashant.
Yeah. One more question is there, like which software is mostly used for BIM? Can you answer this?
So basically, there is nothing called as which is the best software here, but basically, Revit is one of the software which is used for building. Oh, so this is project planning. Sorry.
One more, Kobe is not included in ISO 19650. They are asking.
So there is one more question saying that any certification course for students for help in their ongoing study. So yes, there are courses related to BIM. You can do it online also. It will give you a good amount of knowledge. Basically, there are two different stages. It can be a design stage and also regarding the tool. So tool related knowledge is also important. So I think there are certification courses which are available in the market. Bhavesh. So there is one more question. Do you provide training for BIM? Yes, we provide for organization levels. So individual training, currently we are not. We were doing it before, but organization level we can. Kunal Chaudhary.
What is common data environment? They are asking.
Okay. So common data environment is a unified process to store all the information generated. So the information here is dynamic and it is getting developed. The same model is getting developed day by day and it reaches different stages. So there should be no confusion on what we are referring and some team member or other stakeholders using older version or older model. So here, the model which is in work in progress is purely seen only by the people who are working on the model, and other people involved in the team cannot see. So if somebody is approving the model, is eligible for approval, then he will have access only to the shared folder. So once the model has been saved from work in progress to shared model, which means that model has come for approval or internal review. So the internal review is done, and once the model is authorized, then it is been moved to the published state. Hope this answer is relevant. So there is one more question. When will you organize the other ISO webinars? Surely we will send once we plan for it. And we are having webinars now for every month. So every month Desapex is conducting webinars. So when is the next ISO webinar? Surely it will be posted in our LinkedIn, Twitter accounts.
Okay. I think there are enough questions we have answered. So now, Pooja, you can conclude the session, I think.
So I think others can send their questions if it is unanswered to sales@Desapex. So we can answer all your questions. Please feel free.
Okay, let me conclude this webinar. Thank you so much for all the attendees for joining us for this webinar. We will be having these kind of webinars every month on the topic of AEC industry. So stay tuned with the Desapex and please visit our websites on social media. And so once again, thank you so much, everyone.